The unshakable faith of Bilal ibn Rabah radiyallahu anhu. Bilal ibn Rabah radiyallahu anhu is a name cherished by Muslims around the world. He was not born into a wealthy or powerful family, but his life's journey was destined for greatness. Bilal started his life as a slave in Mecca, where he faced hardship and oppression. Little did anyone know that this man, once a humble slave, would become a symbol of faith, resilience, and the voice that would call the faithful to prayer. The early life of Bilal radiyallahu anhu. Bilal grew up as a slave, owned by one of the cruelest leaders of the Quraysh tribe, Umayyah ibn Khalaf. His life was one of constant struggle and humiliation. However, when the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, began spreading the message of Islam, Bilal was among the first to accept it. For him, Islam was not just a new religion, it was freedom for the soul. It was a message that shattered the chains of oppression and taught that all humans were equal before Allah, no matter their status or race. The torture. When Umayyah ibn Khalaf found out about Bilal's conversion to Islam, he was furious. How could a slave defy the gods of the Quraysh? To punish Bilal, Umayyah subjected him to horrific torture. Bilal was dragged to the scorching sands of the Arabian desert, stripped of his clothes, and had a heavy boulder placed on his chest. Under the burning sun, with the weight of the stone crushing him, Umayyah and his men ordered Bilal to abandon his new faith. But despite the unbearable pain, Bilal only said one word: Ahad, Ahad. His unshakable faith made his tormentors even angrier. Day after day they tortured him, trying to break his spirit. But the more they hurt him, the louder Bilal's voice became. Ahad, Ahad. The oppressors couldn't understand how a slave, suffering so much, could remain so strong. But Bilal's heart was filled with the light of Islam, and nothing could put that light out. Freedom news of Bilal's torture spread, and it soon reached Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu, a close companion of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Abu Bakr could not bear to see Bilal suffer any longer. He went to Umayyah and offered to buy Bilal's freedom. Realizing he could no longer break Bilal's spirit, Umayyah agreed. Bilal was finally freed from the chains of slavery, but now he was a servant of Allah alone. The first Mu'azzin Bilal's journey didn't stop with his freedom. His deep faith and dedication earned him a special role in the early Muslim community. When it came time to establish the call to prayer, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, chose Bilal to be the first Mu'azzin. His voice, once silenced by oppression, now echoed over the city of Medina, calling people to worship Allah. Each Allahu Akbar that Bilal recited reminded the people of his incredible journey. His voice became a powerful symbol of hope and unity, proving that in Islam, no one is superior to another, except in piety. The Final Adhan. One of the most emotional moments in Bilal's life came after the death of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The loss of the Prophet was too much for Bilal to handle. He left Medina, unable to call the Adhan again, as it brought him too much sorrow without the presence of the Prophet. However, years later, when Bilal visited Medina again, the companions of the Prophet asked him to call the Adhan one last time. As Bilal recited Allahu Akbar, the memories of the Prophet overwhelmed the hearts of those listening. People wept, filled with love and longing for the Prophet, and Bilal himself struggled to finish the call. This was the last time Bilal called the Adhan. Bilal ibn Rabah, radiyallahu anhu, is not just a companion of the Prophet. He represents faith, endurance, and equality. His story reminds us that Islam liberated people not only from physical chains but also from spiritual ones. Bilal's journey, from a tortured slave to the first caller to prayer, is one of the most inspiring stories in Islamic history. Bilal's legacy continues, in every call to prayer, in every act of faith, and in the heart of every believer who stands firm through hardship. His life teaches us that no matter how difficult the path, faith can carry us through.